What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 12 Reunion Part 1 of 3, I believe. If it is, it is. This first part of the reunion, okay, it was a little interesting towards the end. But before we go ahead and get into the review, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other on my channel, and if you guys aren't subscribed yet, do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, giving me a big, huge thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, shall we? All right, you guys, so we see all the ladies. I don't know, they obviously didn't have a theme because it was so many different looks, and I was just like, what the hell is this? What the hell does Sutton have on? Now, Garcelle's dress, standing up is not the best look, but sitting down it looks better. Like Crystal's look, love Kyle's look, confused as shit about Dorit's look. Renna looks alright. Erica, I don't know what the hell that is. So let's go back to seating chart. Interesting seating chart. So you got Andy as center, right? So to Andy's, so I'm facing like Andy. So right here, this is my right, although it might look like my left. This is my right hand side. So to Andy's right, you have Kyle, you have Garcelle, and you have Sutton. To Andy's left, you have Renna, Erica, Crystal's at the end. Oh, and Dorit. I'm like, who's in the middle? Dorit. So it's Renna, Erica, Dorit, and Crystal. So we get into the reunion. We start talking about those damn charities. It's the, wait, what is the name of that charity? Is the homeless not toothless or homeless but toothless? The homeless and the toothless. Y'all know that charity, that dumbass charity that Dorit has. Andy asked the ladies, do they all know the name of that charity? They all say the name of the charity. Is it homeless? Now see, here's the thing that threw me, because they're showing the highlight reels of it, right? Dorit is over there laughing at Kathy, but in the scene, you wanted to check Garcelle for laughing. Girl, go to hell. So Jamie Lee Curtis came out and she sat with them for a little bit, and it was just really, it wasn't really much. It was, y'all know, Halloween comes out this week. It comes out, so it's going to be on Peacock on Friday. So yeah, it comes out Friday. So Halloween Ends comes out. So it was really just a big commercial for Halloween Ends, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, and y'all know Kyle is in it playing little Lindsay Wallace. So yeah, so we'll see. I will be watching the movie, guys. I don't know if I'm going to the movies or if I'm going to watch it on Peacock. Might do a little bit of both. But yeah, and we'll definitely discuss it, you guys, this weekend. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They showed Jamie. So when Jamie showed up to the scene earlier this season, she broke the fourth wall and she literally talked to the cameraman. She's like, I know I'm not supposed to talk to you guys, but how are you guys doing? And I love that she, acknowledged those people. I know that they're not supposed to, but how can you not? I mean, it's somebody with a big ass camera and a boom following you around all the time. They're just following you. I don't know if I could do a reality show, because I'd be like, how do you want me to ignore this person? Because I would be like, how do you want me to ignore this? This person is following me. What do you want me to do? But hey, so then we move into the reunion, right? So Andy jumps right into it, and he brings up the things that happened with Garcelle's son on social media, on Instagram, him being attacked by the bots, right? So Garcelle says that somebody sent her son the pictures of her when she did Playboy. I was like, that is so low and so disgusting. You send a young teenage boy photos of his mother when she did Playboy. No child wants to see, even if their parents did it before they were born, no child wants to see their parents in that kind of position. Like, nobody wants to see their parents in the nude. Like, nobody wants to see that. I don't even know if Garcelle was naked in Playboy, but I'm assuming she was. It's Playboy. Nobody wants to see, no child wants to see that. That's not an image that any boy wants to see of his mom. And that's no image that any child wants to see of their parents in general. So they showed some of the comments that have been made toward each of the women, right? So they showed a comment towards Rena where somebody said, get her. Now, I don't think that was a threatening, but they did send one to Erica. Now, I just want to say this to each and everybody. We might not like these people. There are people on this cast that we all don't necessarily particularly care for. I know a lot of people don't care for Rena, Erica, Kyle, Dorit. I know that there are people on the show that we don't particularly like and don't particularly care for, right? But you guys, this is still at the end of the day a TV show. We don't see everything that happens in these women's lives. These women don't know us. Well, they know some bloggers, some YouTubers, right? But other than that, we don't know them personally. They didn't do anything to us personally. Why do people feel the need to attack these women? And then I saw one post about Kyle. It wasn't like as horrific as Garcelle's son, but it was nasty towards, and they added Portia. Oh God, like somebody added her about her mom being a mean girl, and then that thing that she calls it something. They said something about Maurizio, and I'm like, I get it. You guys don't like her parents. Why? Why be so vicious? You guys know I don't see it. At this point, you guys know I don't see it for Rena. You guys know I don't see it for Erica, right? But I'm not gonna. And with Erica, I'm not gonna sit here and go out and say anything negative about her or her son. It does me no good. It serves no purpose in my life, and it does nothing for me personally. So why are you guys doing it? It's just, and not my people who watch me. It's just in general. Why do people do that? If you guys can't separate the fact that 9 times out of 10, sometimes you guys do know. Sometimes these women get together and be like, okay, we're gonna do this season. We're gonna do that this season. They plan the things that they're gonna do for, once again, it's ratings. So sometimes the things are real, sometimes they're not real. And let's also be real, the shit that they be arguing about, it is minuscule. It's small in comparison to what's going on in the real world. Now, yes, the things with Erica and her legal issues, those are serious, right? But again, let's not go and attack these women. Like, I just don't get it. And Garcelle says that the comment that really got to Garcelle, which I'm sure that would have got to me too, was the one where they told him, Jax, that the only reason that he doesn't have a knee in his neck is because of his white daddy. And I know Garcelle you could hear it in her voice that she was fighting back those tears, because that's something that we as black people have to, I mean, we've been dealing with it before George Floyd. Go back to Emmett Till. That movie's actually about to come out soon. Just look at Emmett Till. Look at the exonerated 5. That is something that we as black people have to deal with on a regular basis, and especially black boys, they demonize us. They demonize us. They make us monstrous. They do so many things to us to make us less than human. And then when they do that, making us less than human, that then gives them the justification for the inhumane things that they do to us. So I just really felt bad for her. She says that she did feel like it was one of the ladies in the group who did this, and I agree. You guys know I've said plenty of times that I thought it was Diana, and I'm not going to apologize. I believe it was Diana. So Diana, if you want to send me a cease and desist, sis, bring it on. I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not afraid of your lawyers. I said what I said, and I meant it. Because, and we'll talk about that as we get into the review, you guys. But let's pause here, and let's move forward. You guys, I really wish I could skip this. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but we move over to Dorit and that home robbery. So Dorit, I'm so happy at one point Andy fought a yawn. She says, am I boring you? This is the 2nd year in a row. I'm like, well, that should tell you something, that your boss is just not that interested in what you got to say. So, you know, Dorit is talking about the fact that she has issues in her life, in her marriage, with her kids. You guys know how I feel about that situation. I've said it a numerous amount of times. It's not that I don't believe Dorit. It's just that it just comes off. It's just weird. That story is just weird. Like I'm not saying that I'm not saying that nobody. I'm just questioning. And I think the one thing that I question is the fact that when the robbers left, they left her cell phone. I just don't know anybody who's gonna rob you and leave your cell phone. I just don't know anybody who's gonna do that, and that's where I just get lost when it comes to Dorit and her story. That storyline this season. What robber is gonna leave the cell phone? I was just thoroughly confused. And then if you go back to the footage they showed us, right? Remember, those people came in with backpacks on, but they left with her bed sheets, with the stuff in her bed sheets. That's why I was like, I just don't know how much of this I 100% believe, because it was just weird from the jump. And I'm not saying that Dorita's lying. I don't want to believe that. I would hope that she wasn't lying, but she kind of laughed it off that people feel that she orchestrated this. But I'm like, Dorit, you really gotta look at it. It does look suspicious. It really does. And then the fact that they still haven't caught these people a whole year later, because at this point it's been a year, you guys. If you guys haven't realized, it's been a year since the reunion aired last year. Since part 4 of it's been a year, because it was October of last year when all this stuff happened. So I just don't understand. But okay, it was September, October when this stuff happened. You know, it was actually October. So it's been a full year. If it hasn't been a year yet, it's approaching a year, and they still haven't caught these people. And I just find that quite odd with all the expensive things that Dorit had. So you mean to tell me that they didn't try to pawn something, sell something? But let's talk about that real quick, because Kyle talks about the guy that robbed her house. She says that he reached out to her sister-in-law and said that he still has the things, that they're at his grandmother's house. Now, Kyle says that they paid him off. I was like, why would you pay him off? Why not call the cops on him? Now, I'm not saying that Kyle and Mauricio was behind that as well, but that's very suspicious that he reached out to your sister-in-law. How does he know your sister-in-law? That's the only question that I have. How does he know your sister-in-law? Just asking the question because it's very odd. But let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, we move over to Crystal. And I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with you guys. You guys know I like Crystal. But Crystal, in this storyline about Sutton and the dark comment that she made, it was confusing. I did not know what the hell Crystal was talking about. I was like, huh? Because I was just like, wait a minute. So it's like she says she didn't say anything dark. It was the tone. It was the conversation. I was like, wait a minute, what? Okay, I was confused. But she and Sutton are good, right? She and Sutton are good. Which I forgot. So I got to backtrack, you guys, because that ain't the first thing we talked about with Crystal. We actually talked about Crystal's eating disorder. And I feel like Crystal just wanted to bring awareness to the eating disorder. So she did say in Tahoe. So Andy asked her with her eating disorder, was that why she felt the way she felt in Tahoe? When Sutton went in her room, she said that wasn't it, but it was, it was a part of it. And I got what she was saying. So Andy says, well, Kyle, what was the difference between you, trying to connect with Crystal on her eating disorder and Sutton trying to connect with Diana about her miscarriage? She didn't have an answer. She had nothing. Because she was like, I was drunk and I misspoke. You definitely did. Because it was hypocritical. Because Sutton was not trying to one-up Diana. Who the hell wants to one-up somebody by saying, oh, I had a miscarriage too? Who does that? And you guys know I don't like Sutton. You guys know Sutton is not my favorite person on this cast, this show. I don't see it for Sutton. But I was like, Kyle, okay, girl. So then we talk about the fact that, remember, in the episode where Crystal was not there, when they were talking about her eating disorder, and the fact that Dorit told the group that Crystal throws up, and trigger warning, sorry about that. Crystal was upset about that, and rightfully so. And Dorit was like, really? Really? And Crystal was like, yes, if you and I are having, because she said, Dorit was like, but you told the whole group. And she was like, but yeah, if me and you have a private conversation, I would like for it to stay between me and you. And I tweeted that before Crystal even said it. If you two are having a private conversation, keep it between you two and don't involve the other ladies. Make sure that shit stays between you two. And then we talk about Erica and the whole she would have took a laxative comment. Well, I thought I was being empathetic. Bitch, how are you being empathetic? Like, what? I'm just saying what I would have done if it was me. That's not empathetic. And then she laughed about the chicken strip comment. I was like, so you doubled down on the bullshit. I would have snatched them culturally appropriated braids from Dorit, and I would have slapped the shit out of Erica. Because Erica would have, that is not funny. Like someone with an eating disorder, you don't sit there and say, oh, I would have took a laxative. That still does not help the eating disorder. Ugh, these women. It felt like these women kept coming after not Kyle, but Crystal, and I don't know why. Especially Kyle. We're going to talk about Kyle in just a minute, but let's pause here and move forward, right? So we bring up the word violate again. Do these women not know what the definition of violate mean? Like, I'm kind of confused because, because Kyle feels like violate and the word violate and safe space, they're very strong. Well, you guys are not a safe space for her, and she was violated by Sutton. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Sutton went into her bathroom, into her room, into her bathroom, wherever she went into, unannounced. So she violated her privacy. She violated her space. She was violated. She was naked. She felt violated. Didn't you feel violated when your home was broken into? Crystal says. Yeah, but they didn't bring me my jacket. Okay, what the fuck does that? And again, I love Kyle, but I'm not one of those people that's like somebody and not gonna call them out. Kyle, that was bullshit. You know damn well Crystal felt violated by that. If this woman has body dysmorphia and an eating disorder, why do you think she would want anybody to see her naked? That's not her family and not her husband or her doctor. And I'm pretty positive it's probably hard for her to let those people see her naked. So yes, she was in fact violated. So Kyle, shut up. Now, towards the end of the episode, Kyle really pissed me off, right? So Andy had a question of, how does someone lose 14 friends? This is where Kyle tried to play semantics with Crystal. So Crystal says that, she got some good advice from Rena. I'm like, you got advice from Rena? Okay, neither here nor there. So she says, after she got the show, that's when her friends, she noticed that her friends started acting a little differently towards her. And Kyle said, but some of those women were asked to be on this show. She says, yeah, that's what I said. After I signed on for the show, that's when they started, being a little different toward me. Kyle says, well, that's confusing because you made it seem like because you got the show, the women started acting differently towards you. I was like, Kyle, listen to what you just said and listen to what she just said. Those are the same things. You're saying that some of these women were asked to be on this show. They were asked to be on the show. They were not extended a contract to be on this show. So Crystal is saying after she signed on to do the show, that's when some of the women started acting funny toward her. It's the same fucking thing, Kyle. Shut up. Let me ask this question. One of those women, one of those 14 women, I guarantee you is Teddy fucking Mellencamp. You know, I used to like I didn't dislike Teddy when she was on the show, but I'm slowly starting to see why people don't like Teddy. I'm starting to see why people do not like Teddy at this point because Teddy just will not shut the fuck up with that two T's in a pod podcast. She is up there with Carlos fucking King talking about the Real Housewives. It's obsession at this point. And then she still talks about Beverly Hills, just like he still talks about Atlanta. But girl, shut up. So is one of those 14 friends Teddy Mellencamp? Because if it is, girl, just count your blessings that she is not your friend anymore. So then we wrap up this part one of the reunion with Diana, who supposedly has COVID. But mind you, if you got there's a photo. If you guys go look on Twitter or like it's on Twitter. I saw it on Reddit. If you guys go to Reddit, Twitter, there's a photo of Diana getting prepped for the reunion, and she has a ring like just like mine. Her camera is set up just like mine, and you can see her makeup artist in the peripheral, like right here, and the makeup artist has no mask on, but you have COVID. Now I want to know what her makeup artist did to her because her cheeks were so rosy red, and she looks horrendous. So we just talk about Diana. I don't care about all the legal issues she's going through. I don't care about none of that shit. So Andy did ask the question about her, donating to the victims. Surprisingly, Erica's not mad. But if it was any other, if it was Garcelle or Sutton or Crystal, you would have had an issue with it. You would have had an issue with it, right? So then Garcelle says that she thought Diana was the one behind the bots, right? And Diana says, well, if you think that about me, then you must really think low of me. Girl, we all think low of you. So then we bring up the whole black content creator thing, right? I got what Crystal was saying so Crystal says she called her and she was saying that she thought that when Diana got on the phone, I'm not going to discount what Crystal said because I feel like by that point, because Crystal had called her out on social media, and I feel like by the time Crystal called her, I feel like at that point Diana's team had got to Diana and said, if any of the ladies call you, if anybody calls you, this is what you need to say. So she said she thought that a black content creator was someone who goes online and says negative things about them. You lying bitch. You know damn well that ain't what no black content creator was. You saw that woman's profile and you saw that she is black. You know goddamn well what a black content creator. Stop fucking lying, you lying ass bitch. I don't like Diana. I don't want Diana back. Keep Diana, right? So then we talk about the fact, so Garcelle says that Diana sent her a threatening text message. And it was a threatening text message because she told her that I'm going to sum it up. Stop talking about her. If something happens to her or her family, that she's going to come after Garcelle, and Bravo and no contracts will stop her. I would have been like, oh, bitch, you want to try me? My son just got attacked by some bots that told him some of the most nasty and vile and disgusting things. Now, Kyle in this moment pissed me off because Kyle was like, well, you could have took her, because so when Jax put his comment up, her name was still tagged in it somewhere, and she was like, he should have took it out. And Kyle was like, yeah, you could have took. And I was so glad that Garcelle was like, what the fuck? Like, you want me to? My son was attacked, and you want me to sit here and protect you bitches? No, I'm not doing that. I was like, hey man, Garcelle had enough at that point. And I just wish Kyle had shut the fuck up. Like, Kyle really got on my nerves and pissed me off, you guys. But that's end of part one. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications. Thumbs up the video, you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.